Rishi is a disaster as far as those voters are concerned for the Conservative Party. Too detached, too remote, doesn't connect in any way at all.
Nigel Farage issues a 48-hour challenge to Rishi Sunak. Pressure mounts. You're not going to believe what just happened. Nigel Farage has just thrown down the gauntlet to former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, a direct challenge, with a ticking clock. 48 hours. That's the deadline he's set. And already, the political world is spinning. This isn't some vague speech or a polite disagreement. This is a hard ultimatum, a demand that Sunak either acts or faces the consequences in the eyes of both his party and the public. And the countdown has already begun. So, what exactly happened? During a fiery interview, Farage turned the spotlight onto one of the most divisive issues in Britain right now: immigration, border control, and the government's handling of rising public anger over it. Farage accused Sunak of kicking the can down the road for too long. He said the people are done waiting, that trust in politics has collapsed, and that action is needed immediately. His words carried weight not just because of what he said, but because of when he said it. With the Conservative Party already fracturing, and Reform UK gaining traction in the polls, Farage's ultimatum landed like a thunderclap. Here's the exact framing. Farage declared, "Rishi Sunak has 48 hours to show the British people he's serious about fixing this, or he'll prove what we've all suspected, that he's lost touch with reality." The audience gasped. Commentators immediately jumped in. The news cycle lit up. This wasn't just a warning. It was a political grenade. Let's step back for a second. Nigel Farage, whether you love him or loathe him, has built his entire career on bold stunts, uncompromising speeches, and rallying public frustration. He thrives in these moments where the establishment looks shaky, and he swoops in with sharp, quotable lines. And Sunak? Well, he's already battling declining approval ratings, internal Tory rebellions, and a restless public that feels the government hasn't delivered. Now he's cornered. If he ignores Farage's warning, he looks weak. If he responds, he risks giving Reform UK even more legitimacy. Either way, Sunak loses ground. The reactions tell the whole story. One Conservative insider told a local paper, "This is the nightmare scenario. Farage doesn't even need to win seats, he just needs to split the right-wing vote. That's enough to hand Labour a landslide." On social media, clips of Farage's warning spread like wildfire. One viral post read, "Sunak has 48 hours. TikTok. This could end him." Another countered, "Farage is all talk. Deadlines mean nothing. But he knows how to dominate the headlines." And that's the point, isn't it? Farage doesn't just make demands, he makes sure the entire nation is watching while he does it. Now, what are the stakes here? Britain is heading into one of the most unpredictable election cycles in decades. Labour is soaring in the polls. The Conservatives are fighting an uphill battle. And Reform UK? They don't even need to take over Parliament, all they need to do is siphon enough votes to leave the Tories crippled. So when Farage says 48 hours, it's not really about a literal deadline. It's about pressure. It's about setting the narrative. It's about reminding the public that while Sunak dithers, reform is decisive. And in today's political world, perception is reality. But here's where things get even more interesting. Some analysts believe Farage isn't just targeting Sunak. He's also sending a message to Conservative MPs. Many of them are already restless, whispering about leadership challenges, even plotting potential successors. By putting a ticking clock over Sunak's head, Farage is fanning the flames inside the Tory ranks. He knows that panic spreads fast, and once MPs start to believe Sunak is a liability, the knives come out. And what happens then? Well, Britain could be staring down yet another Conservative leadership crisis. Let's not forget the audience reaction. During Farage's speech, reports say the crowd clapped loudly, some even cheering. That tells us something important. Farage's message isn't fringe anymore. It's mainstream enough to draw energy, applause, and attention. That's bad news for Sunak. Because it means Reform UK isn't just a sideshow, it's a growing threat, one that thrives every time the Conservatives appear indecisive. So where does this leave us? Sunak now faces two brutal choices. One, respond to Farage, perhaps with a policy announcement or tough rhetoric, and risk looking desperate. Two, stay silent, and let Farage's words echo unchallenged across the airwaves, reinforcing the idea that Reform UK has the answers while the Tories have excuses. Neither is safe. Both are costly. And all the while, the clock is ticking. Here's the real takeaway. Nigel Farage knows how to control a narrative. He knows how to seize the moment. By giving Sunak a 48-hour challenge, he shifted the conversation away from Labour, away from the economy, and straight onto Reform UK's turf. And Sunak, already battling low trust and political fatigue, now has to play on Farage's terms. The question is, will this ultimatum be remembered as just another Farage stunt? Or will it be the spark that accelerates the Conservative collapse? Because if this is only the beginning, Britain could be heading into one of the most chaotic political showdowns in modern history. And the countdown? It's already begun.